initial question or statements should I avoid? All right? So, we could do this together. What questions or statements should I avoid?
Can I help you?
Can I help you? And why do we want to, thank you, and why do we want to avoid can I help you? Thank you. Can I help, sorry, and as they would do on you. All right? Can I help you? Like my wife went into the bathing suit store. Can I help you? No, I'm just looking. All right? What else?
Go ahead and look it up.
Well, that's not a question. Give me a question. What question should we avoid? This one I could tell you that I saw in 75% of your shops. I'm trying to think of the statistic, but I think it's about 75%. And it's a question we should all avoid.
What brought you here?
Oh, thank you. So, what brings you here today? Duh. What brings you here today? What brings you here today? Is that even proper English? What brings, right, you here today? What brings you out today? What brings you here today? My car. That's what brought me here today. Anything else you'd like to ask me? All right. Are there any other big questions? Come on, there's got to be some. I mean, we've got two. I need two more. I mean, think about your sales presentations and what you're asking. And some are good and some are not so good. So what are we asking now has not been working for us? I know we're thinking. Give me something. You got that? You're biting your lips, so I know you're thinking. You're going, Give me something.
What are you looking for?
What are you looking for? Let me think here. What are you looking for? I'm looking for a new home.
Right.
Right. And what are you looking for? Okay. Probably not the worst question. Definitely better than those last two, but not absolutely horrible. So I'm not going to put it on the totally avoid list because it's a question that we can ask. We just can't ask it yet. All right? We can't ask it right up front. What are you looking for?
Are you working with a realtor?
Boy, you can make a lot of money here today, but I can't give you another one. The first question asked should not be, I know you have to ask it eventually, right? You have to ask it eventually? But not before the smoke from the cold is still coming out of their nostrils. All right? Well, because it's on the sign-in sheets? I agree with you. I agree with you. However, where am I going with that? What am I going to say?
Of course you're going to say yes. You don't want to be bothered.
Say that again?
You're going to say yes because you don't want to be bothered with any more questions.
What am I going to say? You just said yes. It's on the sign-in sheet. We shouldn't have to ask. What's my statement going to say to you? What do you think? What do you think is going to come out of my mouth?
You have to use the sign-in sheet.
Thank you. You actually have to use the sign-in sheets to do that, and not everyone is getting registered. So the sign-in sheets are great when they're used. They're even better when they're used and they're put into the follow-up system. But I could have a piece of paper out there all day long. And if no one's registering, it don't matter.
It's a question that you have to ask, but I don't know if it's a great initial question.
Are you pre-qualified? Wait a second. Hold on. You do have to ask it eventually, not right up front. Are you working with a realtor? Are you pre-qualified? I'm not. Does that mean you don't want to talk to me? Right? That's not the question you want, right? I haven't actually been pre-qualified. So should I go somewhere else to do that?
About how long have you been looking at homes?
How long have you been looking for homes? again, not a terrible question. I think that's an okay question to ask. Again, not the first question I want to, figure out questions you shouldn't ask, but I'd like to get to where I'm going to go now. What questions do you think, let me see what the next page is here, Roseanne. Let's see. Okay, we're going to get to that. What questions, the first 30 seconds to build rapport. But what questions do you think you should ask up front? Before we get to the rapport building, and we're going to get to that, but I'm kind of skipping ahead. What questions do you think we should ask up front?
Is this your first time out here?
Is this your first time out here? This is a tough one, because if you've been in the home before, and it's my second time out here, I'm not a happy camper that you don't remember me. Right?
Well, if I remember, I don't have.
Hello? All right. They're very loud back here, aren't they? It's like sitting in a movie theater where like one of the Bruce Willis movies, boom, 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 is playing next door, and it's a big sound. All right? If it's the second time I've been here, or the third time I've been here, or the fourth time I've been here, and you've been out here every time, but you know what? The first time, you didn't register me. The second time, you look at me like, you kind of look familiar. You just have one of those faces, I guess. I don't know. Then the third time, you better register me. You better know who I am. So, just a tough one. But I'm trying to find a question that we really think is going to help us almost within a minute determine if this person is viable.
Well, viable, icebreaker would just be, hey, what's your name? Hi, my name's Evan. What's your name? How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Fantastic.
All right. There you go. $50. How about an introduction? We want to build rapport. We want to ask a question. How about just, hi, I'm Jay. Nice to meet you. Really nice to meet you. All right. So what brings you here today? No. All right? How about an introduction? How about, let's think about this. What are we selling? What are we selling? Classic Communities, right? So how do we maybe want to greet somebody? Welcome to Classic Communities. My name, right, is Mike. So what brings you here today? No, we don't want to go there again. All right? That would be a disaster. All right? Welcome to Classic Communities. My name is Jay. And your name is? Usually they'll say, if you put your hand out, they'll say it. If not, we need to know. If they don't, it kind of comes like a Seinfeld episode where he's trying to find out the girl he just dated's name, doesn't remember her. Remember that one? Mulva? Dolores! Remember that? Right? Right. So, remember that? So we need to find out their name, all right? What would be the next thing in not only building rapport, but really finding out where this person is going? And I hit on this very, very early. I hit on this 45 minutes ago, I mentioned this. What else? My back has been to you guys right here. What else? If the national statistic says that 90% of the people are coming from the internet, and we know, because we shop on the internet.
How'd you hear about it?
Not quite, because it's not specific enough.
What internet site did you use?
Now we're getting close, that's right. If we know that 90% of the traffic is coming from the internet, and we know that the internet is used not to choose us, but to eliminate us. That's what the internet is used for, by the way. When you shop on it, you might not consciously think that. But the internet is not used to choose you, it's used to eliminate you. So if I'm here, and I'm one of those 90%, which let's assume I am because that's the national statistic, then there's a good shot that I eliminated a lot of other people. And I've already narrowed it down. to probably 2 or 3. All right? So if we say, how did you find out about us? Most likely I'm going to say, I saw the signs. Because that was probably the last thing I saw on the way in. Not sometimes consciously I don't realize that I did see it on the internet. So that's what I'm going to say. So we need to ask specifically, right? Go ahead, Mike.
I've transitioned the whole, is this your first visit, into, yes, it's my first visit. And then I'll ask, well, have you been on the web page? Have you, and they say, oh yeah, we have. And then I said, well, this isn't your first visit then. So you're familiar? And then you could go right into, well, you've seen the plans. Which plan, which floor plan do you like? Because and then you already narrowed it down to that floor plan.
Absolutely. If they've come off the internet, great point, Mike. If they've come off the internet, they are not a first-time visitor. All right? They're a be-back. Because if they've used the internet to eliminate you, and they're still here, they've eliminated a lot of the competition, and they've probably come in because either one, they like the community, they like maybe classic communities, they've liked the homes itself, they might just like the price, they might like the location, who knows? We're going to find out. But at least we've determined that they're really not a first-time visitor because they visited us on the web. And that's really a very, 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 very big issue, all right? So we need to understand that. So let's always make that part of our presentation and right up front. All right? Did you see us on the internet? And if they say, actually no, then what could we say to them?
Okay. Well, what brings you to our community? How did you hear about us?
Then how did you hear about us? Or you know what? You could throw statistics out if you really want. Well, that's interesting because you know what? 90% of our traffic comes from the internet. So that's great. So how did you hear about us? Or you go to the next, or you really take it one level further. Oh, you haven't seen us on the internet. So which one of our current classic community homeowners referred you? Ah. How many homes have you sold over the years?
A couple thousand.
A couple thousand. Man, that is a pool of people that we are all missing. This is not a one-time sale and leave them. There's thousands and thousands of classic community homeowners who would love nothing more to move from their townhome to a single family, would love nothing more than to move from one of their rentals to a townhome, to eventually a single family, to eventually a custom home. Right?
We did 12 of them last year, 12 repeat buyers.
And is that the easiest sale in the world to make?
Yes.
Absolutely. Because they know with who they're dealing with. They know what they're buying. They kind of know what they're getting into. And we're missing that boat completely. So we can go with that next question. Oh, you didn't find us on the internet. So which one of our homeowners referred you? Actually, none. I saw it on the sign. Again, very interesting. A lot of our buyers are coming from referrals because we believe that classic communities, we do such a great job that, we even last year, we sold over a dozen homes just to existing homeowners because they were just so happy with our homes and our communities. That's called third-party testimonial. That is just, you can't buy that kind of advertising, all right? And we've got to start using it, all right? It's a great way to build rapport, all right? It's a great first question, and it kind of takes them off their guard a little bit, see? Because what we want to do is do something different than all the other salespeople in the industry. And all the other salespeople, a lot of them are saying, so what brought you here today? Feel free, go through the home. If you have any questions, let me know. All right? It's not working. But if I'm a buyer, that's what I'm expecting. I'm going into a home. If I'm going into a home with my wife, and I don't personally do a lot of shops. I have a lot of people who do them. I don't do them in a lot of areas because my face is, a lot of people know who I am, so I can't get away with it. But for better or for worse, I mean, I was born with this face. There's just nothing I could do,
Just a comment on the signing in.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's not true today, but it's been my experience many times an agent or representative of Classic Homes, once they sign in, they'll say, feel to make yourself comfortable and look around.
Mm-hmm.
Figuring they'll follow up after or the next day.
Okay.
And I truly believe that's too late, because they have gone elsewhere, they've found someone or someone they may like.
Right.
They have not established a rapport with that agent in classic communities. But a lot of agents say just find your way through. They get busy, they never get back to that client.
There's a couple things with what you're saying. It's true. They do use sometimes if they ask them to register at all. Okay?
Right.
And not everyone does. All right? And people know, there's no secrets here. I mean, everyone knows, you guys are the ones who have to look at the paychecks and the commissions and all those things. You know if you're asking or not. I don't have to tell you. All right? But let's assume that they are asking. Now who's to say they're actually following up within 24, 48, 72 hours? It's not happening. Should be, if they put it into the system that we've created here for them, it goes out automatically. All right? Kimmy knows that because Kimmy did that, right? Just got $100 extra because of that and something else, right? Free money. Why? Because you did your job, right?
Lost the client.
It doesn't mean you... Boy, if I had another 50 to give her just for that comment, I'd give it to her. Right, you lost the client. But you know what? But you did your job. All right? That's okay. Because now you're going to realize that if we treat everybody as if they're a shopper, our sales are going to go, whoom! They have no choice. They're just going to skyrocket. Because we're doing our job every single time, all right? So yeah, so that's right. Number one, they do need to register them. We want everyone to get registered. And a lot of people will say to me, oh, we find that people just don't want to register. They just want to look at on their own and really not give us any information. Fair statement. If I am greeted, okay, and I walk into the home and you're sitting there reading a book, eating your lunch, and you say to me with a sandwich in your mouth, go through the home, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm not really going to be that open to give you my information, nor should I be expected to. It's not fair, right? And it's especially not fair that was the most expensive sandwich you've ever had, because that's a $1,200 sandwich. And that better be some good, lean roast beef for $1,200, right? I mean, that's got to be unbelievable. So it's not a fair, so that's right. Now, we don't need everyone to fill out these information cards. In fact, if I'm filling out an information card, my handwriting is horrible. All of a sudden, I look like a doctor writing a prescription. You can't read it. So there's no set rule on this. Who's to say that you can't fill out the registration card for somebody? And when's the best time to do that?
After establishing rapport.
While you're establishing rapport and walking through the home with them. All right? What's your name?
Cindy.
Cindy? Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Jay.
Thank you so much. Welcome to Classic Communities. Did you find us on the internet?
No.
No. Did one of our homeowners refer you to us?
No, they didn't.
Oh, it's incredible. I'm asking you those because a lot of people come from the internet. We get a lot of referrals from existing homeowners, and then we're going to go on anyway. So I just want to get to this point. As we go through the home, is it okay if I take some notes? Is it okay if I take some notes with me as we go through the home?
Sure.
Fantastic. Great. Now, I've skipped a whole bunch of qualifying questions, but I'm getting to the point because I want to talk about the registration card. There is no reason why, if I ask every single person that I'm going to take through the home, and again, this does not work for feel free, go through on your own and get back to me. This only works if I'm going to physically take you through the home. Can I take notes? Is it okay? And what you do, you take out a clipboard and you put the registration card on it. All right? We have a registration card here somewhere? All right. And on the back of it, there's notes. And as people are going through the home, and you're doing some more discovery, and they're saying, and you've already got their name, by the way, so you understand that my name is whatever, John Doe, and you've written out as you're taking notes, John Doe. And you're going through the home, and they're saying, I love this kitchen. Really? Tell me, what do you love about it? Right? And you go, oh, I love the openness. Really? Why is that? Well, I entertain a lot. I have a lot of parties. I have a lot of friends. Bev just comes over all the time. I mean, she just brings everyone, and she knows everybody in the neighborhood. So she comes over to the house, and thousands of people come flocking in. So I like a big open kitchen with a family room next door. All right? I say, fantastic. So is that something that's important to you? That's a must-have, isn't it? And you go, yeah, it's a must-have. Cha-ching! Right? Got it. There's one off my list. All right? This is a great bathroom. Look at this soaking tub. Oh my God. I would die for a soaking tub. So is that something that's important to you? Sounds like you like to take baths. Tell me about your current home. Sounds like you don't have a soaking tub over there. No, I don't. And man, oh man, do I miss it. Oh, so this is something that you really have to have. You really, really want this. Because this would make you feel good coming home from work and getting to that soaking tub. Right? It's all about feeling. And they go, yeah. Ding! Right? Now you're checking off the list. Where do you live now? Oh, we live over in Mechanicsburg. Mechanicsburg. What's your address over there? I just want to get some information so at least I can follow up with you down the road.
I'm just looking. I'm just looking.
And you know what? If I had a nickel for everyone who said that, it really is true. But we've already determined that certain things are important to you, and we know you're looking because I would never ask you to buy something without seeing it first. And we have some great special, we have some great incentives. Sometimes we open up new communities, and even if this community is not for you, and even if you're not interested in buying a home from either a year down the road, that's fine. Wouldn't you like to know about where we're possibly opening up? So all I'm going to do is just get a little information from you. If you don't want me to bother you, or if you just want me to contact you via email, that's fine. Let me just get this from my records. All right? That's one way to go about it. The other way is I've seen when people say, oh, could I just get a brochure? No problem. My builder counts them, so could I have a registration in place? I've seen that before. Have you seen that before? Yeah, it's incredible. Well, these brochures are about $12 a piece, so I can give you one of those if you can give me one of these. I've seen that. I don't like it, but I've seen it, okay? Because it kind of sounds like cheap. And it kind of is cheap, but it works. All right, you get a card. All right, so go ahead.
One thing that I noticed too is if somebody's resistant to give their information, it is that if you do use the builder or the owner and you say, I understand, but the builder does request that people that come through their home register, I think it makes people more comfortable to give the information if it's not like I'm going to follow up with you, more of a courtesy if you're in someone's home.
It's a liability issue.
Yeah.
Would you let a total stranger into your home? I mean, reality is, someone comes to your door, and you don't know them. Would you say, come on in? Come on, hey, feel free, come on in. Look at these. Here, take these fake flowers with you. Would like a TV? Hold on a second. Here you go, take it. So it really is a liability issue because you'd like to know who's in your home. So you could always use that if you needed to. All right? What else? So the registration cards are okay, but it's okay for us to fill them out for them. Not only that, if we could probably read our own handwriting better than I could probably read yours, or you could certainly read mine. Mine's not legible. All right? All right? So it's very important to get these filled out regardless how we do it. All right? All right. So we want to build rapport within first 30 seconds. Really, if they don't like you or trust you, and actually I'm going to go with trust more than like. If you are not trusted within the first 30 seconds, you might as well shut the doors and be done. All right? Trust is the number one reason why people buy from people. All right? Not like. Like is number 5 on the list, actually, if anyone who ever took a PSS class. All right? All right? Like is number 5. I'm not really sure what 2, 3, and 4 is. All right? But trust is number one. If I don't trust you, there's no way that I'm going to be spending $200,000+ with you. It's just not going to happen. All right? So I want everyone to take 2 minutes on their own. I want everyone to write out a 1-minute script of how the beginning of their presentation is going to go. Every single time, because we're going to eventually shop you guys again, and we want to make sure you guys are doing this. Not because we want to go shame on you. We want to make sure that you're doing the best you can do, giving you the most tools you have, so you can sell the most homes, so you could make more money. Right? It's not about anything else but helping you guys not only generate revenue for yourselves, but generate it for Classic, but also help your prospects. You're not doing anyone any good by saying, feel free, go through the home, and if you have any questions, let me know. I don't feel good about it as a prospect, and I'm spending my valuable time coming in there. So I need you to help me. So I need you to take about 3 or 4 minutes and write out a quick 1-minute script. And then we're going to go through them. We're okay.
You should make everybody at the kitchen table participate.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's tough.
You have to teach the situation.
Well, you'll edit it. He hears the conversation, so he's saying, oh, wait. And I said, hey, just edit it. Thanks. What is that?
I said you're not half bad.
Which half?
Yeah, right.
I told her you guys need to set up measures and benchmarks for each one of your percentages.
We're working on it. That's why.
And then
That's why we use these statistics.
yeah, but you needs to hear the whole conversation, but I said because they're not taking notes, you need to summarize what those statistics are.
Absolutely.
Class needs to set percentage goals.
We're working on that.
You know, at whatever point that they're either met or not met. Then
Just as a side note, everyone here know Keith? Anyone here not know Keith?
Is that like Madonna?
Well, kind of Madonna. Cher, Madonna,
Keith?
Jay. How do I look? All right. What's the other one's name? What's that other one's name? Like kids go, I don't even know their name. Lady Gaga. Gaga, Gaga, Gaga. That's Keith. He's from 360 Video. What's the name of the 360 Tour Design. So he's doing a lot of work for some of you guys for doing the tours through the home, the virtual tours. He does all of them for Classic. He does a great job. I'm going to give him a promo here. You really should talk to him afterwards because he just does a fantastic job, and he's, I've referred him out to a lot of my other clients as well, and he's easy to work with as well. And he's local. He's local. He's in Mechanicsburg. So, all right. There you go. I got my plug. Bye, Toyota. Anyway. All right, are we good on the scripts? Everyone getting it? We're going to go around. We're going to figure it out here. What we're talking about here, by the way, is what we call, in the new home industry, we're talking about the critical path, all right? And some of you have heard that term before. You probably heard it the last time I spoke to you guys. But the critical path is basically, the first step of the critical path is preparation, and we talked about that a few months ago. Your second step is what we're talking about today. It's the meet and greet, okay? And / qualifying for needs. We're really, at that point, qualifying our prospects, all right? We don't want to start showing them a home if we don't think it's going to fit their needs, especially if we offer 5 or 6 different models. Why show them the one we're in if it's just not going to fit their needs. So we want to qualify for needs. The third thing we do after we qualify for their needs is we're going to start to demonstrate the home. We're not going to let them go in on their own. That's just not, it's really just not acceptable that we're going to let a $1,200 prospect walk in on their own. You wouldn't do it in your own house. You wouldn't do it if you had to write the check. You would stay with them every second of the way. All right? So that's the next step, is demonstration. After they have seen the home that has been showed to them and demonstrated to them based on their needs and nothing else, because if I'm a buyer, that's really all I care about. I only care about the things that I want. I don't care about the things that you think are important to me unless I've expressed that to you, that they are important to me. All right? Then after that, then we need to sit down with all of these prospects, and no one is doing that, and we need to, at that point, qualify them financially. And I don't mean run their credit and do all those things, because we're not going to do that at the site. But we can certainly say to them, has anyone ever sat down with you and run numbers with you to figure out what a payment is going to be on a home like this? It's not that difficult. All right? It's just not that difficult. It's not even that time consuming. And if you've done all the steps beforehand and you've built that trust, then people are going to say, sure. If you didn't do those steps beforehand, they're going to say no. Very simple. It's just like building a home. You got to take it in steps. You can't put the roof on until everything else is, until the sidewalls are up. All right? You can't put the sidewalls up until the foundation is done. You can't put the foundation done until the footers are done. All right? It's got to be built up from the top, from the bottom up. Same thing here, all right? So after we qualify them financially, and we need to start doing that, at that point, we can start to close them. If you've missed any of those steps beforehand, you do not have that right to ask for the close. You have lost that privilege, all right? Don't ask me for a close if I'm going through the home on my own, and then I come back and I go, I love it, and you say, great. How many would you like? It's $252,000. Will you take it? It's not fair. It's just not fair. I wouldn't buy a pair of shoes that fast. I'm certainly not going to buy a $250,000 home that fast. It's just not fair. All right? You need to go through the steps. All right? So, give me...
When do you pre-qualify them?
You qualify them after you make sure that, that's step number, I think, 4. So you got preparation, the meet and greet, qualifying for needs, demonstration based on their needs.
Talking about financial qualification.
You can qualify them after they've gone through the home. In other words, don't say to me up front, have you been pre-qualified? Because if I don't like the home, who cares? I mean, really. What's the difference? Okay? So we do that after we know that this is the right product and the right home and the right community for them, based on my needs. And at that point, you can say, has anyone ever sat down with you? And unfortunately, a lot of times you're going to get, you know what? No.
On the other hand, typically early on, you'll ask what their budget or the price point is. And normally the response is, well, I've been pre-approved for X.
You might.
So that answers the question.
You might, but a lot of times you could ask that question and they really haven't been, and they don't really know. Well, have you figured out a budget? We want it to be, we want $250,000. That's my budget.